Hey guys, how are you? I don't even remember what today is. Happy Tuesday. I was trying to think what day it was. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. I'm super excited. This is kind of a sporadic live, but I was listening to something. Hey, how are you? I was listening to something earlier. It was like kind of a person I admire on YouTube actually, and it was talking a lot about like your higher self and your soul and like beginning to really listen to your inner guidance system. And that can be your intuition. That can be, it could be a lot of things. It could be channeling. If you are someone who does channel and you connect with higher spirits or higher frequencies or you ascended masters. And so anyway, I was listening to this and I realized that I frequently feel like I'm called to go live or to come on here and communicate more with you guys. But I always have this limiting belief in my mind that I'm like, oh, it's too much. And I don't want to go live too much, or I don't want to share too much, or I don't want to like be too much for you all. And I realized when I was listening to this YouTube video earlier today that that was all just a narrative that was actually stopping me from sharing what I need to share. And so I wanted to do this like sporadic live. Well, I felt called and led to do this live and know that it's not too much. And so anyway, I wanted to pick a card. If you guys don't know, I have my Magical Creature Oracle deck. It's an oracle deck that combines business and spirituality. It has sacred geometry on it. And the card that I pulled for you guys, Justin, how are you? The card that I pulled for you guys is this one. It's called Reptilia. She's one of my favorites. It's a feminine design. And there's 13 layers of design work on my oracle deck before you even get to the affirmation. And so the affirmation that is for all of you whenever you're watching this, that's alive or what the universe wants you to know, is that when we allow ourselves to see the world with a fresh perspective, new realities, people, and things naturally flow to us. There is always an abundance of new things flowing to you from this world. That's so funny. I was just talking about like I got so inspired to do this because of like channeling messages and intuition. So of course, that's what we get. So basically what this card is saying for you on Orange's Adventure is that just to trust yourself more, and that trust that the things that are happening inside of you, like the thoughts that you're having, if you are channeling, if you are connecting to star systems, if you are connecting to ascended masters, your spirit guides, trust that there's intuitive nudges, that the stories that you create in your life about whether it's a job, whether it's showing up on social media, like I said, in the beginning of this live, like whether it's being too much, whether it's being, like afraid, there's a million things, like whatever it is, of just begin to witness what is going on within your mind. Begin to witness what is happening and begin to see, okay, with all of these voices or with everything that I'm feeling inside of me, that I could go to the gym, I could share something on social media, I could start my business, I could create my idea into an offering, because a business is just offering a solution into the world. So let me just move into this. If I could do that, what would my life look like? What would I be doing right now? How would I be acting? And then listen to the intuitive nudges. You would be doing this. You would go to this coffee shop. You would go to this. Hey, CJ and Justin are both on here. You two definitely need to connect. But like listening to the intuitive nudges that you hear inside of you, like, let me listen to this podcast. Let me actually not hang out with these friends and instead sit here and meditate. Today, after I had a lot of different content that I produced and I put it everywhere and I had a lot of conversations, I just laid and I took like a 2-hour meditation nap where I literally held my hand on my womb and my heart, and I was just breathing like this. I was just going and I took 2 hours, which doesn't make sense, right? Because we live in a world where we feel like we always have to be doing. We always have to do something to get a result. We always have to do this to be in a relationship. We have to do this so that money comes in. But in reality, what I'm talking about here, and this is why I was like, let's say, afraid to do a live video on here when I already did a video earlier, is I was like, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to be seen a certain way, but it's like beginning to take out the constructs of what normal is, of what people think we should be doing, or what we've been trained and programmed of. This is how you should be acting. This is how you should be being. This is how you should be doing to get this result. But the truth is, the new world of where we're aligned, especially as alien beings, especially as light workers, especially as people that are ascending the light capacity to hold it on this planet, the truth is that your greatest gift to yourself and your greatest results are going to come from when you listen to the voice from within. You listen to the intuitive nudges, which a lot of times never actually, it makes any logical sense. Like, it doesn't make logical sense to do 2 lives in a day. It doesn't make sense that I should say that I'm an alien. Yes, and CJ, you're an alien. It doesn't make sense, right? Because we live on a human earth. Jen, we live on a human earth, right? And from earth, we shouldn't be thinking that we're aliens, that we're light workers, or that there's, another type of human species that we are functioning on the planet, because it's supposed to aliens look like this. Aliens would mean that it's taking over the human species. But what if it's not? What if you are someone who's energetically gifted? What if you are someone who's energetically alive? What if you are someone who is here to do big things in the world, and you actually are not meant to listen to any advice that the human reality 3D construct gives you? You're just meant to come on and express who it is, like wisdom, like voices that you have within you. You're meant to share what you know about channeling, maybe what you know about intuition, what you know about suffering through whatever disease you've gone through in this life, right? My disease was cancer, and I felt like such guilt to be alive because I saw other children die and I didn't. And that was so intense for me, right? I was like, oh my God. But in my first book, I talk about it here, my first book, Live Your Truth, I talk about like how we each have an equally traumatic disease. We each have something that was given to us to give us the opportunity to understand this reality better and to rise into freedom sooner. And so I guess I'm kind of going all over in this life because I have many different thoughts that are going. Yes, Justin, I'm so happy. And so we all have a disease we've been given, right? Mine was cancer. We all have something that really emotionally impacted us. And from that thing that emotionally impacted us, until we say that this is not going to be the reason I suffer, this is not the reason that people are going to look at me as disabled, right? Because when you have cancer, people are like, oh my God, are you okay? Or, oh my God, when did you survive? Like, people still treat you like that, even though it's been years and sometimes decades. And there are people who cling on to the story. They cling on to that story of, I had cancer, I went through a divorce, or I went through this traumatic disease, or I went through whatever. Like, people cling on to that story because it binds them to suffering. It gives free payouts. But the reason that you're here, the reason that aliens, we usually get our, I don't want to say trauma, but we usually get our suffering much earlier in life, so that from an early stage, we are birthed with a wisdom, and the wisdom is usually guiding us to become empowered to take whatever horrible thing happened to us, whatever horrible disease was given to us, like cancer. Hey, Rebel, how are you? To take whatever disease has been given to us, and to be able to say, you know what, this is who I'm going to become regardless of the odds, regardless of whatever that's happened. And here's how I'm going to share, and here's how I'm going to be, and here's how I'm going to show up, and here's how I'm going to trust the guidance. Like, for me, I'm not going to even though I show up online so much already, I'm not going to tolerate anymore the limiting beliefs of, oh no, you shouldn't go live 2 times in a day, one on Facebook, one on here. Oh no, you shouldn't share messages because you should be charging clients for that. I always give so much, whether someone's my client or they're not my client. I give the same amount. It doesn't change. The only thing that changes is that someone is more invested in their transformation. Once you pay someone money, you are more invested in the transformation. Think about it. Just like if you were to get a Dr. Pepper, or let's say a water, or let's say, I don't know, anything that was like, $20,000, right? If it was a bottle of water for $20,000, right? If I bought a $20,000 bottle of water, there's probably like some sacred water somewhere that you cannot get. I'm probably not going to go get down, right? I'm probably going to really savor and be in a space where I feel that water, where I really am present with whatever that is. Or if I buy this water, right? If I'm really thirsty, I'll just put it down. No big deal. Okay, moving on with my life. That's the same thing with transformation. And if you're here, you're an alien, you're a light worker, you are in the business of transformation. You are in the business of being able to hold a space for other people to go on a journey through your life story, through your life wisdom that's been activated from you through whatever disease that the universe has given to you. Because when you incarnated, you chose to co-create this reality. When you incarnated, you chose to create the moments that you were suffering. Even if they were deep suffering, like abuse and rape and whatever that it was, you still chose it because you were here to become empowered through the story, which is actually what this card says. New things flowing to you from the world. Like you chose it, so it's coming through you. It happened to you, so it could become for you, so that you could become a leader, a light, a lighthouse, so that other people can be navigated to in their time of darkness. And that's why being a light worker or alien, you usually go through an initiation much earlier on in life than people that don't have some type of suffering. And we all have suffering. So no one here is like, you know what I'm saying? No one here is like exempt of suffering. And if you are, it just tells you how disconnected. Oh, hello, beautiful. How disconnected you are from your pain body. So let me know if you have any questions, because I really want to make this interactive. So let me just read the story of my life. Justin, I'm so happy to hear. Just let it flow out of you. Yes, we learn from those around us, but only deep within we have our answers. I find myself looking for reassurance from others, even once I've done a decision. This is so big for aliens and light workers. I want to tell you it. I'm so happy you said this, CJ, because as light workers, what we get called to do, like the inner intuition, the inner wisdom that we feel, is calling us to do such great, like insane things to the human mind. Like, so example, one of my insane things was like when I left my 6-figure corporate job, company car, everything like this, like when I left that and moved across the world to New Zealand for no job, that was like, no, I knew no one. I had no boyfriend, no anything. I literally was like, I need to find out my purpose. So I'm going to move across the world on an island I know nobody at. And I remember those 3 months, you guys, oh my God, my friends had to be so sick of me. They had to be so sick of me. I'm telling you, because I would call them and be like, do you guys think I'm making the right decision? What do you think? Do you think I'm making the right decision? Like I would talk this fast. Do you think I'm making the right decision? Oh my God, I'm so nervous. What if I don't find a job? What if I don't have money? And so we do this as light worker and aliens because we hear the calling, which is why I'm on this live today. This live isn't as intense as that of 2 lives in one day, not wanting to seem too much. But we still have that, right? Where I still was like, should I ask? I didn't ask anyone, but it's like, oh, I shouldn't do it because it's too much. But then I saw a YouTube video, which gave me reassurance and kicked me in my own ass. So like, no, if you feel called and led and inspired because an intuitive voice, an intuitive nudge inside of you is pushing you to take action on something, do the damn thing. And when it gets to a point when I've found my greatest growth and ascension is when I've no longer needed to run things by someone to get a result. So like for an example, dating has been a big one for me. Like something would happen in dating, I would want to call a girlfriend and be like, what do you think? And like whatever. And I would realize that when I would run this narrative of like needing validation on dating or whatever experience just happened with a man, my girlfriend was always going to obviously take the negative side because she's not there experiencing the connection that I am, right? So she's always going to look, because she's protecting me, like the negative of what some guy is offering or the negative of some situation, which she should, right? Where I actually know the connection. I know why I reacted that way, or I know in the context maybe of why a man responded the way he did. And if you paint it in a different context, if you paint it in a different light, it would be negative, it would be bad. So it's really important. What I've been doing, especially for validation or feeling like I need something, I'm like, I validate myself. And instead of picking up the phone, it's a conscious effort. Instead of stopping my flow, and your flow state is like anytime you're just in it, you're doing life, you're whatever, like I want to go to bed, I want to do a walk, I want to listen to music. Like that's your flow state. Anytime you stop your flow state to call a friend, to call a parent, to call whatever, to say, hey, I want to get your perspective on this, you're stopping your flow state from the universe, from the divine source, so that you can actually get the results you want to do. And your goal in life, right, is to always be in a flow state, is to continually have it going where magic is always happening. And I've had that many times where it's like, oh my God, a penny is here. Oh my God, $20,000 is here. Oh my God, a new client is here. Oh my God, a new whatever is here. Oh my God, this is so amazing. This new thing is here. But I always just stop and call or text someone every single time something would happen. It's almost like I would be stopping the magic that's coming into my life because I'm stopping the flow state. It's like I'm almost in like what's called a really good jog, if you were thinking about it, like a really good workout, and I'd be stopping it. So it's such a good thing, and I'm happy you brought that up, and I hope that helps. Let's go and make space for new things. Exactly. And CJ, if you haven't taken my alien activation, I think you'd really, really like it. It's on my website. I can give you here. Rebel, I'm so good. How are you? True. I just signed up for Redelia Moore, taking it very serious. I love it. OCD for me, my greatest weakness is going to. And yeah, and the other thing I love about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, is that as aliens, I really want to talk on this. This is so good. I'm so happy you're being so vulnerable. That OCD, obsessive compulsive order, aliens and light workers, we are obsessive. So I am someone who's very obsessive. If you were to watch me or you were to look at my daily habits or things, like I am very obsessive. I look at things, I do things, like if something's happening, I need to know answers. I like to go, not need, but I like to know answers. Like I'm very obsessive in the way that I do things. If I like something, like if I'm going to get a PhD, if I'm going to write a book, if I'm going to hang out with someone, if I'm going to love someone, I am very obsessive. If I have clients, I'm going to be obsessive on getting you results that you say you want to go to. If you say that you want to become a client and you're like, oh, you're putting around, I'm going to be obsessive on enrolling you because I'm holding you accountable to what you said. If this is what you said, then this is who I'm going to be to show up for you in that. So I just love that you shared that. And those are really important things. Yes, we just look for answers, for the answers we want. Yeah. And I think the other thing that's really important is that you will always find answers to what you want. So here's a great example. I just used this example with someone. Okay. If you're sitting there and you're like, I really want to hang out with someone, I really want to text someone, I really want to whatever. And this person's very busy, this person's not a texter. Like, I am quite a texter. I love texting. I'm a texter. I love texting, right? There's a lot of people who are not texters and they tell you I am not a texter, right? And so if you then as a texter are communicating to them and you're like, and you're expecting them to communicate like you, which you already know they're not going to because they've told you the truth, that's not who they are, and you cannot expect someone to change. You can only request that people are honest with you about who they are so that you can see if you guys are going to work together, it's a match together, it's a client together, the friendship as whatever, right? Like someone who would be like a best girlfriend to me, like, right, if we didn't like probably text a lot, we probably wouldn't be a match, right? Because I'm like always like, oh my God, and maybe that will change as I grow older. But anyway, so what I want to share is that if you have someone that you know this, right, and this person's not texting you back, right, neurologically you can go, this person's ignoring me, this sucks, it's the worst thing ever, and I've done this more times than they just aren't interested, whatever that it is. Neurologically, when you say this, when you choose, called mirror neurons, MIRROR neurons, this is a breakthrough technology in neuroscience in the past decade. It means that when you mirror, when you choose to fixate, if this person isn't texting me back, this person is responding, he must not like me, neurologically, you create a pathway that has a reaction that goes down your spinal cord, that activates your nervous system, that says, I'm not lovable, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. Same thing could happen to you and you go, wow, this person's just really busy. They're not a texter. I know they're going to get back to me when it works for them. When this happens, neurologically, you have a response of, oh, okay, they're just busy. I know they're a texter and whatever. Neurologically, this goes down a pathway, goes down your spine and settles your nervous system because you're not making it about you. You're going, wow, this person was honest. This is who they are. They'll get back when they get back. Let me go live my life. Same thing. And you control the mirror of how you see life. Same event. One event that happened, same person, same thing. You can have two outcomes. You can choose it. You can create it. And whatever you choose to create, it's going to be mirrored back to you. So if you choose this one, you're going to be like, oh, they don't do it. And maybe that will happen because that's what you're fixated on. That's where your focus is. If you're like, oh, no, this person is just busy, whatever, guess what? They're going to text you and it's going to show that they were just busy and that they were super excited or whatever that it is. You have the power. You have the control. You are the creator of the neurological response in your mind and your body. And that is so profound to me, I can't even tell you. So to answer the question, CJ, by alien, is that metaphorical or do you mean interdimensionality reincarnate? No. So it's not just like metaphorically. We are aliens. So that's why I recommend my alien activation for you. What I mean by that is that when we incarnated, we have a specific DNA. Instead of like the 6 strands, we've activated the 12 strands of DNA that's within us. I also mean by this is that we are energetic beings. So human beings, I would consider them like numb. I would consider them like not awake in life, right? They're kind of going through the motions. This would be a very human person, someone who's just going through, like literally walking through life, but having no emotion, having no attachment, not aware of their gifts, not aware of who they are. Alien beings reincarnated specifically as light beings, as light workers. Like I said, you have something normally that's a trauma that's happened to you very young, whether that's cancer, whether it's divorce, whether it's abuse. You've had something like really profound happen to you that I call dis-ease. It's created dis-ease in your life. And at a really young age, you had to choose to basically self-regulate your nervous system to survive, so that you could become a leader in this specific region, whatever it is. And so you usually are someone who like, you have you're empathetic. You feel the emotions of others. You are the friend that all your friends come to for problems. It's because you are an alien from energy being here to hold a certain light capacity, a certain light quotient that lets you radiate energy and almost, what's it called? It's like you alchemize other people's energetic fields just by them being in the presence of you. So this is why, like, if you're an alien, you're not meant to work in an office. You're someone who needs, like, a lot of alone time. I say this all the time. You like to be alone, but you hate to feel alone. Because when we're in the presence of a lot of other people, they're feeding off our energetic field because we've done the work from such a young age to self-regulate and alchemize toxicity in our field, negativity, because we had to survive. We were children. But this isn't our first lifetime. So when we came here with a specific mission to activate Earth, because Earth is basically like a third world country in the solar system. And so we came here to help Earth ascend, and that is an alien being. And if you just know, and it's very rare I ever encounter someone who's not an alien being, like, very close to me. It just depends whether they want to awaken to it. Because, right, the more you awaken to your alienness, the more that you awaken to your gifts, the more that you awaken to your intuitive abilities, you awaken to the voices that are calling you forth to take action. You can't call people and be like, should I do this, should I not? Because humans are always going to tell you no. You're an alien. You're here to listen to the guidance of the mission of why you were sent here, because you were chose to reincarnate at this specific time for your specific life story to activate other people into who they're meant to become. Whew, that was a lot. So let me know if that answers your question, CJ. And I highly recommend, like I said, my alien activation. I'll get it to you after this. It's on my website. I highly recommend that one for you. I think it'd be super powerful. So I really had a lot of fun, you guys. This was so random. I'm going to listen to these intuitive nudges more, even if it means I come on live 2 or 3 times a day. I just had so much fun. Is there any other questions that you guys have? Or even if you're on the replay, feel free to share #replay, because I'd love to connect with you. There's a few offers that I have going on right now, so that I'll share with you. One of the offers is called Energetic Connection. This is a 2-month program. It's brand new. I've never run it before. This is for the aliens who are wanting to fall in love. So this is for you if you have gone through relationships and they've been very painful. They're like, oh my God, this is always drama. It always feels like whatever, like it's a big deal. Like, I don't know. You just feel like it's never quite working. It's always ended in trauma. Like, you are so done with that narrative and you want to really begin to create energetic connections and relationships through pleasure. And that's the big thing, is you want to go from pain in relationships to pleasure in relationships. This is a 2-month program. We have a lecture 1 time a week, and then on the second call every week, so it's a total of 16 calls, we have like embodiment practices, communication styles, real life examples and practice with myself and with the other members that are going to be in this course. It really is for men. If you look at my life and you're like, how would I find a woman like Colleen? Or how do I date a woman like Colleen? This would be for you. Woman, this is for you. If you look at my life and you're like, oh my God, like she has so many amazing men. Like, how does she have all these amazing dating relationships? And you're like, and there's never really negative drama. Like, there's conflict resolution, there's beauty, there's luxury, there's happiness, there's amazing memories that you're excited to live within you. This is the course for you. It's like, this is the course if you finally want to be an alien that is just living with love, living with abundance, living with so much excitement. Like, this is the one for you. So that's one thing that we have going on. The second thing, and you can just message me or comment below, Energetic Connection. We start May 9th. So there's a limited spot. So if you want that one, make sure to message me. You get 16 calls. So like I said, we have a live lecture and then embodiment communication practices. And then we have how to use intuition in business. This is actually something I'm doing with the Infinity Foundation. It's a lower than one of my normal courses. It's $69, I think it is. And so this starts on May 9th as well. And the Infinity Foundation, it's if you're like a yoga teacher or if you have like accreditations you need to meet like in that field, you can use this as towards your accreditation. So it's super exciting. And then the other thing that I'm offering that you guys have, or you can always join, is my Imagine Leadership and Development community. So that is a community that I have 3 calls a month on the 10th, the 20th, and 30th. Every month we have a theme. And this month's theme is networking. And this is a 12-month program. So this is all about you if you want to grow your leadership and develop yourself as an alien, as a leader, as someone people come to, as someone people trust, as someone see as an authority, and whatever your magic skills are, right? It could be spells, it could be editing, it could be podcasting, it could be coaching, it could be mentorship. I love that it should be May 4th. That's so funny. But there's that. The other thing, so we have energetic connection. If you want to fall in love, you're the alien who's ready for it. You're ready to stop having relationships through pain. Instead, you want through pleasure, because the quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your communication. The quality of your communication will attract the quality of your relationships. So remember that. That is what will make you happy. So this is for this one. The Infinity Foundation, How to Use Intuition in Business. It's going to be lectures. So we have 3 classes. I think they're 2 hours each, 2.5 hours. So we have an hour and a half of lecture, an hour and a half of like practices, embodiment practices. And then Imagine, the Leadership and Development. That is a 12-month program that you can join at any time. And so let me know if that's something that you want. And we can talk about that. And then the last thing is that you can always go to my website, www.colleengallagher.co, and you can go to my online programs and courses that you can see, which will really support you. We have money mindset, we have relationships, we have activations, we have meditations, we have online business, we have sales, we have writing, we have how to create your fairy tale life. We have so many beautiful, beautiful things. Oh my gosh, Marina, I think it is. How are you? We're just wrapping up, but I'm super excited that you're here. We were talking about aliens and all the things. And then also, if you really enjoyed this live, the alien activation would be like a great step for you if you've never done anything with me. So with that, please don't be a stranger. Please make sure to turn on notifications. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing these lives a lot more. I have so much fun when I do them. So when I do them, I just love your guys' energy. Shelly, I love your guys' energy. I love being present with you. And I love the questions that you offer here. So I'm going to do it a lot more. And if you have questions, keep them and wait till I'm live and ask them. But I just love you guys. And I hope that you know you are loved, you are seen, you are appreciated, you are an alien. You are not meant to function in the human paradigm. There is nothing wrong with you. There's everything right with you. And do not let this world gaslight you, manipulate you, program you to think that there's something else you need to be doing in order to feel fulfilled or achieve the success and impact that you want to leave as a legacy on this planet. Because remember, you are here with a specific soul mission, incarnated, and your only job is to remember that mission, remember that why you're here, and from that place, act consistently, daily, with precision from the intuitive nudges within you to really create, an empire, a life of freedom and luxury and beauty. So share this with a friend, reach out with any questions.